Pomegranates. Morning, folks. Oops, I was looking over there. You're over here. Today I want to talk to you about pomegranates. But before that, I want to welcome you to my off-grid homestead in the snowy Canada. Let me show you. How am I going to do this? Can you see what arrived last night? If you want to see more snow or more snowy Canada, I'm going to make available a couple of videos for you on that. So look for them. But that's not what we're doing today. Today, it's they are pomegranates. You don't have to be afraid of them. They're really healthy. They're really good for you. Cleanse your blood. Look it up. I keep looking at the screen. I'm not used to doing this. So there are different ways of enjoying this amazing fruit. You can juice them, which means you have to peel it, put it in the juicer, juice it, and then the pulp put in the compost, or if you have chickens maybe. But drink the juice like that, or there are different recipes you can look for. I know there's a Persian recipe for a sort of a korma dish called Fisenjon. Anyway, it's pomegranate, and it's a winter dish, as this is a winter fruit, and it's warming. So they make that with that korma, sort of a korma dish with walnuts, I believe. I'm allergic to, so I can't eat that. And you get everything today can be made vegetarian, or in the case of that korma, if you don't put any chicken in it, then it can be a vegan dish. Anyway, look for it. Maybe there is such a thing as that online. But today, these are really expensive where we are. I mean, obviously they don't grow in Canada, but if you live in California or maybe somewhere else where this stuff grows, lucky for you, and they grow much bigger than this, and they're very cheap in the countries of origin. They're expensive in Canada because they're not from here, but also where we live, they're even more expensive because there's not a whole lot of stores to compete. So this, I don't know if you can see how big this is. This is about 2.5 inch diameter, and so I've seen them that are ones that are maybe 3.5 inch diameter, a good 20% bigger, for like maybe a buck a piece, whereas here they're $2-3 a piece for a small one. I mean, there's even a smaller one than that. Look at that. And so, I mean, as someone who doesn't have a whole lot of income, I buy these when they go on special, reduced or whatever. Obviously, in this case, it's not. If you're buying plantains or bananas, that's fine. But when it comes to pomegranates, if you have the resources, or if you're lucky enough to live somewhere where these things grow, then you want to get them fresh because as they dry, I don't know if you can see how it's become sort of a sculpted and bumpy. Well, it should be smooth, and so this is shrunken by about 10%, and so the seeds inside, it may be kind of seedy, not as juicy, but it's better than nothing. So, and that's what I can afford, and that's what I've got. Now you work with what you got, and the stuff that we have in Canada, like the snow that other people don't have, which with snow comes no ticks, which other people have. unfortunately. So there's no perfect place to live. So I'm just going to show you a couple of ways to prepare this amazing and gorgeous like ruby jewel-like fruit. But before I do that, I have to roll up my sleeves, and if you're going to be doing this, I suggest you should roll up your sleeves and maybe even wear something not your good clothes, because it will splash and splatter and stain. I'm also going to get a an apron, so to protect the rest of my. I'm wearing my better shirt for you, sort of a town shirt, and you're going to need a bowl of whatever size that you like. This one's the depth of it doesn't really matter. It depends on how many you're making. Today I'm making 4, but width of it is about this amount, which is this size. What is that? Does it say? No, I don't know, about 8 inches diameter. It just gives you more room to work with. You're going to need a knife. Oh, I have one here. If you're good at peeling apples and things, you know how people that they put their thumb put their thumb, where is it? Put their thumb, and then they can peel things like that. I'm so scared of doing that, so I can't do it like that. But I'm going to try to do a version of that, and hopefully that'll work. And I'll still have my thumb by the time this is over. So I'll show you the 2 ways that you can make these easier, and you can enjoy it faster. And then you can compost the rest and wash your hands, wash your stained hand. It doesn't stain like beetroot would, but and it's not bad. They just can't go to town. People think that people in the rural or maybe you'll feed into this stereotype. Why are your hands all bloody? No, it's not blood. It's pomegranate. What the hell is pomegranate? Anyway, so I'm just gonna angle the camera down so you can see better. Okay. You'll be able to hear me. I've not gone anywhere. Alright. I hope that's good. So, one way is you cut a circle around the top of that, sort of like if you're maybe doing an apple. This is harder to do because this like I said, this is older pomegranate, so it's shrunken and the skin's tighter, but the fresher ones, the skin's more plump and softer, so you can easily cut around the top of it. No, you're cutting the top, not the bottom. This one's harder to tell. The bottom, this is where it hangs from the branch, and this is where it flowers. This would have a beautiful flower. If you ever see the botanical pictures of it. So anyway, never mind. Less talking, more doing. Oh, I think I got it too small. Uh-oh. Let me see. What I'm doing is peeling the cap off. The cap is off. Bye-bye, cap. Now that you've cut the cap off, if you look closely, you'll see these sort of dividing membranes. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, so oops, sorry. So what you're doing is cutting along there, like you would sort of a segment in orange. Not a lot, not too deep. And see how it peels off so easily. The membrane. When I was little, I tried eating the membrane a few times. It's very kind of bitter, but you know, nothing's bad for you. It's all good. I mean, let me bring this closer. Where are you? And then you just see these parts here. They're dried and they're not horrible tasting, but they're not as fresh and beautiful as the rest. And if you have a compost fermenter or a compost bin. It's not a, you know, you don't have to eat that. You can just put it in there. Now that I've showed you this way, which is an easier way than the second way, I really don't want to show you that other one, because I mean, it is an option, but it's a more splashy, splattery, messy option. So maybe forgive me for not showing you it, but you're not missing anything. It's just not a good way of doing it. It's just an option. So let's stay with the option that I just showed you. So much easier and cleaner and less messy. So this particular one that I just opened isn't as bad as I thought, isn't as dry as I thought it would be. So I'm perfectly happy with this, and I think I got this for half off. But the thing is, you never know though. You never know. You go and get it, and then you come home. I've even actually bought ones not on sale, because the whole family loves pomegranate, and this is the season for it. And you bring it home. That's not the only thing. Even avocados, you buy them sometimes not unreduced or whatever. You bring it home, you cut into them. They're black or gone bad, and it's annoying when you pay full price for something and it's not how you thought it would be. But you know, that's life. You can't see inside of it. Sort of like some melons or other fruit. But when I'm done with this, I'll show you, and especially if you're doing this for presentation, you can sprinkle them on some of your finished dishes as sort of a garnish. But or if you're trying to impress your guests somehow, you can put them on the side of a plate, sort of like you would with parsley, and it's gorgeous. They're jewel-like, especially if you put it on a white plate. Now, this is I do everything in a stainless steel bowl or container or whatever. But if you put this in a more of a presentation, sort of a dish, serving dish or a plate or whatever, man, it's literally like going to a jewelry store buying rubies. And then sometimes when you're eating, I'm drooling already. Sometimes when you're eating, some of them are so sweet and juicy. Really a mouthful of pomegranate juice with every bite, and more juice than you can swallow. You almost start choking on it. It's so juicy. And like I said, it's so good for you. You can look all that up, what it's good for, how it works. But I think I got good ones out of it. Oh, maybe one more good one. Don't waste it. Yeah, here we don't waste anything in this house. Just so far, it's not as easy for you to see because it's in a stainless steel bowl. But if this was a white dish, like I said before, so I'll just do one more. For you, and then you get the idea. Just trying to remove the cap, like a pumpkin or whatever cap, no different. And then removing the cutting along where the membrane would be, if it's possible for you to see. Not deep. Just all you want to do is put a little sort of an incision I'm trying to go gingerly so I don't cut into the actual fruit, and at the same time also not cut into my actual fingers. So I'm just sort of gently opening the wedges. This was not as easy as the other one, but you know, you get the idea. Is this I wonder how many of you are familiar with pomegranate and where you live, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it's available everywhere. I mean, if it's available in Canada, surely you either grow it where you live, or it's available at your stores. But I wonder if you eat it and how you eat it. Do you eat it like as a dessert? You know, do you take it to work? Do you juice it? I mean, it can get expensive juicing it, because when you eat it like that, you're eating the pulp and the fiber, all of it. Well, not all of it, not the rind, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Even the ones that, like I said, that look like they're not so shiny and they've gone a bit dull, they're actually sweet. What they are is that they're just overly ripe. They're not slimy or anything. I mean, if they go one maybe day or two longer, they might become slimy. But they're not yet to that point. So this was the second one I cut, and I'm actually happy with this too. It's not so dry and seedy. So good, all good. And so I bought 8, and oh, hey, one thing, there were a lot on sale, because like I said, they're in season, and I guess most people want everything, you know, perfect and beautiful, especially if you can afford it. I mean, you should, why not? And so when they go on reduced, there isn't always a lot, and my rule is that you should always make sure that you don't take it all. Leave some behind for someone else. It's not good karma. If you go somewhere and you see a deal on anything, if you whatever, you go to a store and you say like underwear is on sale, don't buy every package. Leave some for someone else. So that's what I do. So I bought 8, but there was many left. So I thought, wow, feast. I have relatives in California, so I think it grows there. That's one place it grows. It's no big deal. I mean, it's just like anything that, say, like coconuts, wherever coconuts grow, and tropical, no big deal. It's just coconut shells, just piles of coconut shells from probably the street vendors who've made cap them or cut them or whatever for the tourists, or even their own local use to drink. We really should be able to, really should find a way to reuse, repurpose, find the purpose for the husks and the shells, and because you know, coconuts have many layers, and I'm amazed that and they take so long to decompose because they're so hard. I mean, even in the heat of, I'm guessing, I've never been to anywhere tropical, but as hot as those places are, it would still so the fibers are so thick and hard. Maybe they could use it as cellulose to whatever, or mulch it, or or um, to use as fillers for you know, if you're starting a brand new garden, maybe, and you can put that on the very bottom layer for drainage, and then your rest of your soil on top. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to ship those things to places like here, but it can go elsewhere that's closer. Doesn't have to come to Canada. Well, that's all I'm gonna do for you. I've taken enough of your time. Thank you for being here. I'll just show you this one more time. This is two smaller size pomegranates. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope if you've never had this before, go and get some. You won't regret it. And then let me know what you thought of it. Let me just take one or two just to show you how what gorgeous jewel-like things they are on my hand. How can I show you this? Is this, can you see? Oh, you gotta go find it. Don't waste it. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Anyway, so long, folks.